What's going on, everybody? Spartacus here, back with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary today, and we have yet another great matchup. It is going to be Unleashed UA playing as the red vanilla GDI against Masterleaf playing as the blue random, which is also going to equate out to Traveler 59 for Masterleaf. I know what you're all saying right now. Masterleaf playing as Traveler 59? I don't believe it. Yes, it is going to be Traveler 59 for Masterleaf, so we are going to see a great game between these two very heavy hitter players, and we're going to have Unleashed spawning in the upper right hand corner of Tournament Decision 1.02 plus, and he is going to be going likely for a standard opener for a single power plant barracks into engineers, all of that fancy jazz. And let's take a look at Masterleaf's base, and we see the exact same setup, and it doesn't appear as though he is going to be opening with the fast legs, so we are going to likely just see a couple of engineers out to cap the Tiberium spikes for him, and that is going to be the end of it. Yes, so not going to be seeing any early aggression out of Masterleaf. We do have a couple of buzzer squads coming through the middle of the map for him, going to be trying to get a scout off, and we do have 3 engineers out for Unleashed. Not surprisingly, Unleashed going for the more risky choice of going for the extra engineers, and he is going to see these extra buzzer squads is going to be pulling back his engineers, but this one engineer is going to be coming down to cap this Tiberium spike, but that buzzer squad coming to try to cut it off, but getting cut off itself, so he is going to be able to easily secure that Tiberium spike, no worries. And Masterleaf managing to secure one of the bunkers in the north, and it's just going to be whittled down by the rifleman squads. We do have a buzzer squad that has managed to sneak its way up to his Tiberium spike, so we are going to be seeing an APC out for Unleashed to bring his engineer up to the Tiberium spike. So that is going to leave Unleashed a little bit behind, as he has to open with a bit of a more aggressive push, as he's going to need to defend his engineers while he caps. So we are going to see the second refinery down for Masterleaf. So as we can see, 3 and 2 for Masterleaf and only 2 and 1 for Unleashed. So that extra engineer really does put you a little bit behind, and whether or not Masterleaf can capitalize on that, we will have to find out. So Unleashed has managed to capture this tower in the middle of the map, and will likely be bringing his forces forward to get a scout off on on Masterleaf's base, and going to be whittling down this tower just to eliminate any opposition from Masterleaf. So we are going to see, I'm not quite sure why Masterleaf has not expanded just yet. We are seeing a gunwalker going down through the center of the map. We're going to take a look at that in just a moment. And dropping the nerve center down, so Masterleaf is opting to go for the early tech as opposed to getting the expansion up and running. And let's take a look at Unleashed base. We do have the second refinery down for Unleashed. He is up to his 5 and 2, throwing down that extra power plant, so he is going to be able to keep his power online, and we are going to start seeing APCs out, and we are seeing a barracks down, so maybe we're going to see some rocket APCs or something to that effect. We will have to see. So we do have the gunwalker coming to the north, going to be getting a scout off for Masterleaf. Let's take a look back down in his base. We do see a combination of things going on here. It appears as though we are going to be seeing a Storm Rider / Disintegrator push here out of Masterleaf, which is going to be tough to defend, as he is going to, as Unleashed is going to be forced to respond to 2 totally different threats, one in the air and one very strong on the ground. So going for the fast legs with the stasis chamber here, and going to be going for the additional Storm Riders as well. And let's take a look at Unleashed. Unleashed going for actually an NG APC combo here, and it appears as though he has rallied one of his engineers down to cap the EMP control center, which is going to be good for him, as it offers a couple of different options in terms of EMP, especially for GDI. They don't have the Raider Buggy EMP ability, so they really have to focus on getting their infantry upgrades. And we do have the Disintegrator Force pushing out for Masterleaf, as well as the Storm Riders, so Unleashed is fully aware of the attack that is coming to his doorstep, but does he have what he needs in order to be able to repel this? He does have a couple of Pitbulls out at the moment, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to stop these Storm Riders. These Storm Riders are going to be making their way down to the expansion, likely trying to get a snipe off on one of the Harvesters, realizing that the Harvesters are not actually there yet, and are going to be taking a swing at this command post. This command post is in pretty serious danger, and that is going to be actually preventing Unleashed from producing any anti-air capability, aside from just the standard Pitbull and APC combo here. So we're going to see the Disintegrators getting pushed away, but we're going to take a look back down at the command post, and the command post getting saved, managing to drop an AA battery before the Storm Riders were able to take it out, and they're going to go ahead and fall back. the Disintegrators are going to be pushing up to the north, going to be sniping the Tiberium Spike of Unleashed. That is a good use of these Disintegrators as opposed to just pulling them back and not making any use of them. They probably could get a snipe off on this Pitbull and manage to get away without taking any losses, but he is going to play it safe as a smart player would. And we do have a couple more Disintegrators going to be pushing across down on the south of the map, and they will likely be able to get up here and do some damage to Unleashed base, but it appears as though Unleashed has spotted this, has managed to throw down a watchtower, and that southern bunker really coming in handy, being able to ward off a large number of the Disintegrators before they're able to get into his base and do any damage. But again, the Storm Riders pushing up for Unleashed, going to be getting some damage off on these Harvesters, as Unleashed has been focusing on dealing with the infantry from Masterleaf, and they do manage to get the Harvester kill, but the AA battery is not powerful enough to snipe any of the Storm Riders of Masterleaf. So this force is going to be getting pushed back, and it appears as though Masterleaf has gone straight to a Hexapod off of one field. That's an interesting choice, but is going to be extremely powerful, provided that he is going to be able to eco hard behind it. And he has 2 shock troopers garrisoned in it at the moment, and Unleashed opting to go ahead and take a snipe and swing at the Tiberium Spike of Masterleaf. And it appears as though, yes, we are going to be seeing a Telehexa combination here, as the Prodigy is going to be running forward and joining the Hexapod. And the Hexapod is going to be teleporting up into the middle of these forces, but these forces are just going around the corner at the right time, and the Temporal Wormhole is down for Masterleaf, going to be slowing down these units, trying to catch them up while the Hexapod is able to move into position to snipe them down, as if Masterleaf was able to get the kills off on those units early in the game, his Hexapod would be practically unstoppable in Unleashed base, especially this early in the game. And we do have a few scouts out for Unleashed getting into Masterleaf's base, and the combination of the Storm Riders and the Corruptor is going to be able to snipe that down. So we do see another Prodigy out, so we are going to be seeing a little bit of hexalaming. Not entirely surprising considering it's Masterleaf and it is Traveler 59. That is essentially what happens with that combination. And it appears as though we do have an Engineer out for Unleashed, but it is going to get sniped along with the bunker cap that he managed to pull off by the Buzzer Swarm being called in from Masterleaf. And it appears as though we just have a handful of units down in the south defending Unleash main base. And I apologize, I know that you can hear that beeping of my phone. I forgot to turn it down, but we do have the Eradicator Hexapod in Unleash main base, going to be phased, as I believe he was taking some severe damage. And it appears as though these forces are going to be falling back, trying to avoid getting crushed. And I'm not sure what else we have going on at this point. We do have a single Eradicator Hexapod out for Masterleaf, and a few of the Corruptors as well. And this Hexapod is going to be pushing forward, but it is a fairly significant force here, and the teleport goes off right at that moment. The Prodigy being bunkered in that bunker there, that is going to be a good way to keep that Prodigy alive. And the Hexapod is brought back up to full health almost immediately by the supporting Corruptors. And we do still have 4 Storm Riders out for Masterleaf. It does not appear as though that has been responded to just yet. And Unleashed choosing to sell up here. I think he realizes that he's going to be getting pushed very hard from the south by the Eradicator Hexapod as well as the supporting tripods. Probably a wise decision to cut and run at this point, as he's really not going to be able to take that significant amount of losses and come back. And it appears as though we are going to see a counterattack from Unleashed coming up through the middle of the map, and it appears as though Masterleaf is aware of this, as he is bringing his Storm Riders up to cut this force off, trying to get some damage off. But with the AP ammo APCs as well as the supporting Pitbulls, they are going to be able to deal with that air threat fairly easily. And we are going to see the MCV taking and running from this force, a smart move from Unleashed, as he would likely be losing these forces. And the Prodigy is falling back to the main base, likely to get back in order to be able to teleport the Hexapod back into this base to defend for Masterleaf. And yes, there is the Hexapod. He is back, so he is going to be trying to mount a defense here at Masterleaf's main base. and the support power being called in by Masterleaf. I apologize, I do not know the name of this support power, but it is going to be calling it and doing a significant amount of damage to both Unleashed forces and his own base. So Masterleaf is looking in a pretty tight situation here. Unleashed falling back quite a bit, and a lot of these units not really engaging anything. That's not a good thing from Unleashed, but I would imagine he is likely dealing with issues elsewhere. Yes, we do have a couple of the Annihilator tripods still making their way around the map, and the Hammerheads are trying to come in and deal with them, but the Storm Riders are there to react. So great counters from both players, and all three tripods getting teleported in a single jump. Good micro from Masterleaf. Again, a fantastic Traveler 59 player, one of the best, arguably, aside from Unleashed. And we are going to see a fair number of Storm Riders going to be taking some damage, and they're going to need to fall back as they simply cannot defend off against this combination of APCs and the supporting pit bulls. So we do see a signal transmitter down for Masterleaf, and likely going to be going for the wormhole capture of the MCV or other tech facilities. So, and yes, it is. The wormhole is down, and Masterleaf is able to get in and capture the MCV of Unleashed. And Unleashed, I don't know what he has left. He is left in shambles, as the only production facility that he has at the moment is an airfield. So Masterleaf getting a great pickup by managing to snipe down that MCV, but his Hexapod gets sniped in the process. So Masterleaf now in a bit of a dire situation, as there is a fairly significant size force here from Unleashed pushing down. It appears as though they're going to go ahead and fall back, but Masterleaf is going to be falling back as well, as he has lost his main line of defense here. And both players have been put into kind of a tricky situation here, but I believe Unleashed is really in the most difficult situation, as the remaining engineer and rifleman squad from the sold off MCV get sniped down, as Masterleaf has anti-air capabilities here and is able to deal with these air units, which Unleashed is going to have to inevitably produce, as that is his only production structure. But there is still a fair size ground army from Unleashed. It's just going to be a matter of determining how he's going to get in there and do the damage. And his signal transmitter may go down. Yes, it does. Great control from Unleashed to get in there and snipe down that signal transmitter, just denying any additional harassment from Masterleaf with the Prodigy. And I may have missed it here, but it appears as though the Prodigy may have gotten sniped, and we have a couple of packs out for Masterleaf, going to be supported by the tripods on the ground. So that is going to be a difficult force to contend with, and once again the Storm Riders pushing up and getting some snipes off on these Harvesters, but that Harvester falling back and the supporting Pitbulls coming forward to defend it. And it appears as though we did have a Hammerhead or two getting sniped by the packs, and it appears as though they're going to be falling back to base. Not quite sure what they are up to at this point. We do still have a refinery down in the north for Unleashed. It appears as though this Harvester, which was called off the line to deal with the sold off units, is now just going to be getting back to work. And we do still have a decent size economy out for Unleashed, but the question is he going to be able to make a air only transition here that is going to be able to compete against a couple of packs, as well as the anti-air capabilities of Traveler 59, which is fairly substantial. And it appears as though Unleashed is going to choose to fall back at this point, and going ahead and picking up a couple of rifleman squads, going to be garrisoning those inside the Hammerheads. A good choice for Unleashed, and it appears as though the Storm Riders have made their way up to the northern base, and this is not good, as Unleashed has absolutely no option for defending himself here aside from calling his units over. And yes, he is going to be bringing over some Pitbulls, but I think it's going to be a little bit too little too late, as Masterleaf could likely stay here and simply snipe down the rest of the Harvesters, but he is going to choose to fall back, and the Pitbulls are going to be chasing the Storm Riders back to their base. And Unleashed appears to just be kind of sitting in his base saying, I've only got one building left that's really of any use at this point, and I need to defend it. And the Pitbulls are going to be pushing forward for Unleashed, but the Storm Column drop from Masterleaf is going to be sniping down one instantly, and now the Storm Riders are going to be doing a significant amount of damage. They are going to be stopping that Pitbull from pushing forward, and we do have 4 tripods as well as 2 packs pushing into the north, but we have an additional counter push of hammerheads out for Unleashed, and we have a significant number of hammerheads out for Unleashed, actually, as this is his only production structure, so he is likely stacking money pretty heavily. But this ground army is going to be pushing forward once again for Unleashed, and he is going to be trying to get into Masterleaf's base, and it appears as though Unleashed has just used the EMP control center once again just to try to damage the air force of Masterleaf, and I believe he did manage to snipe down 3 of the Storm Riders, which is going to be a good pickup for him. So that EMP control center going to be paying for itself in that situation, and it appears as though we're going to have a bit of a base trade situation here as the packs are moving up into Unleashed main base, as well as the hammerheads down into Masterleaf's base and the ground army. But it appears as though this ground army is going to be pulling away before finishing off the 2 remaining structures that Masterleaf has. And let's go ahead and take a look at these packs. These packs are going to be dealing a significant amount of damage. That is the last remaining production structure of Unleashed, and they are just going to be annihilating this base. Just going to be destroying all the remaining infrastructure. And it appears as though the drone platform is under severe attack, and that is going to go down. Probably a smart move in that situation, knowing that Unleashed is pretty limited in his anti-air capabilities, is to just pack up that drone ship and park it in the center of the map. But regardless, we're going to be seeing the AP ammo hammerheads going to be doing a significant amount of damage to Masterleaf's remaining forces, and the remaining ground forces are completely cleaned up by the supporting tripods here, but there is absolutely no answer out to these hammerheads from Masterleaf. And let's take a look in the north. We do see the packs managing to snipe down the remaining refinery for Unleashed, so only a single power plant being left up in the upper right hand corner of the map for Unleashed, and it appears as though it is going to be a similar situation for Masterleaf. So this is going to be a down to the wire situation here for both players, but I believe that Unleashed is going to come out victorious in this situation, as his hammerhead army is going to be able to move quite a bit faster than Masterleaf. And yes, that is going to be the GG. So great game. That very close at the end there, as the 2 air forces going up against each other's bases right at the same time, going to be sniping each other out, and Unleashed managing to come through with a victory with the AP ammo hammerhead. So great game. Interesting choice of Unleashed to go up into the north without any real supporting structures such as a war factory or a barracks, as he knows that he's up against Traveler 59, so he's going to be have to dealing with the teleporting in of the Prodigy and capping his MCV. So good control from Masterleaf to go ahead and take advantage of the situation when he could by getting up there and capping that MCV, but going to be losing out by losing both his Hexapod and his Prodigy at the same time practically. And just a great game overall. I'm left pretty well speechless at the end of this game, as both players did very well and coming right down to the wire. Really the only thing that I can think of that may have tipped the scales a little bit more in Masterleaf's favor is if he was able to manage to pack up that drone platform and run in that last few minutes of the engagement, as well as get the Traveler engine upgrade for the packs, as they would have been able to skirt around the map much faster and be able to knock Unleashed out of the game before Unleashed is able to clean him up. So great game, both players. And let's take a look at the resource tab, and we can actually see Masterleaf with a bit of an economy advantage, actually a fairly significant economy advantage throughout the entire course of the game, as playing as Scrin, you are often left with a stronger economy, but just simply not able to produce the units that he needs to do in order to get out and destroy Unleashed's base. And so just a great matchup between 2 very strong players. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you guys think of the commentaries. I would certainly love some feedback, and I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all next time. And the Firehawks coming out for Hydraulic, but are going to be getting both sniped down. That is not going to be good at all. And only just a single Zocom Orca